Welcome back to Jahir's Corner. Today, we are bringing you an absolute blockbuster friendly from Tokyo, a massive clash between world giants Brazil and the Samurai Blue of Japan. Now, looking back at their last encounter in mid-2022, Brazil edged it out 1-0 thanks to a Neymar penalty. But today, under Carlo Ancelotti, Brazil fields a refreshed squad featuring powerhouse names like Eder Militão, Casemiro, Richarlison, Lucas Paquetá, Bruno Guimarães, and Vinicius Jr. The referee blows the whistle. A minute of silence is observed, and we are underway. Brazil kicks off, moving the ball backward to keeper Hugo Souza, looking to establish early dominance from their own half. Japan enters this match fresh off a 2-2 draw with Paraguay, but history is heavily against them. The Samurai Blue have never beaten Brazil in their history. Can they change it tonight?
Early moments here in the first half.
Gabriel Martinelli tries to make a driving run down the left flank, testing the Japanese backline. Brazil looks comfortable, but a slight defensive mix-up allows Yunosuke Suzuki to press high up, clattering into Luis Enrique. The referee spots it. Early physical intent from Japan, but look at Brazil bounce back. Martinelli gets a brilliant burst of pace down the left. He beats his man, fires a sharp low cross across the face of the goal. Vinicius Jr. is rushing into the box. It clips a defender's leg, and Suzuki just manages to keep it out. Absolute chaos in the Japanese box early on. But don't count Japan out. They are highly organized under strategic pressure. Here comes Takefusa Kubo, switching it beautifully out wide to Ritsu Don. Don cuts inside with a gorgeous piece of skill, completely baffling the Brazilian left back. He fires a lethal, fizzing cross shot across the goal mouth. Ayase Ueda dives in at full stretch, gets a micro-touch on the ball, but it agonizingly flashes wide. What a massive warning sign for Brazil! Brazil tries to settle the tempo now. Casemiro organizes the midfield, finding Paquetá, who links up beautifully with Bruno Guimarães. The fluidity of this Brazilian midfield when they get moving is incredible. And watch this move unfold. Bruno Guimarães slips a gorgeous defense-splitting pass into the box. Rushing in from deep is Paulo Henrique. He takes it beautifully, and bang! He buries it into the back of the net. Goal for Brazil. In only his second appearance for the national team, Paulo Henrique scores his maiden international goal. Pure emotion on his face as Brazil takes a 1-0 lead. The Japanese crowd is silenced, but the Seleção are dancing. Brazil is firmly in the driver's seat now, playing with absolute swagger. Vinicius Jr. uses his body brilliantly to protect the ball on the left, recycling it back to Lucas Paquetá. Paquetá spots the run, pulls off a magical, delicate chip over the Japanese defense. Martinelli beats the offside trap. He's clear on goal. First-time volley, boom! Goal, Brazil! Gabriel Martinelli finishes it with absolute ruthlessness. What a beautifully crafted goal. The vision from Paquetá to lob that ball, and the sheer composure from Martinelli to smash it home first time on the volley. 35 minutes into the first half, and Brazil is coasting at 2-0. They look completely unstoppable. Paquetá even tries another long-range curling effort shortly after, just missing the target. Japan is chasing shadows at this point. Japan desperately needs a response before the break. Kubo is demanding the ball on the right, taking on his defender one-on-one. He slides it to Don, who unleashes a powerful shot, but it's straight at Hugo Souza, who makes his first comfortable save of the night. Kubo is trying to single-handedly spark this Japanese team to life with his incredible flair down the wing. But Brazil's veteran captain Casemiro, with 14 years of international experience, is there to clean up the danger. The referee blows for halftime. A perfect first half for Brazil, leading 2-0 thanks to goals from Paulo Henrique and Gabriel Martinelli. But as we know in football, a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous scoreline. We are back for the second half and no changes for either side as we kick off. Japan starts the half with a clear point to prove. Daichi Kamada wins a tough 50-50 midfield battle, driving Japan forward. They are moving the ball much quicker now. Ritsu Doan slips a beautiful pass through the middle. Casemiro is forced to slide in with a desperate block to stop the shot. The pressure from the Samurai Blue is mounting rapidly. And then, absolute disaster strikes for Brazil. A routine back pass goes to Fabricio Bruno. He hesitates, completely loses his footing, gets tangled up, and hands a literal gift to Takumi Minamino. Minamino says, "Thank you very much," pounces on the loose ball, and slots it calmly past Hugo Souza. Goal, Japan. An unbelievable, catastrophic error from the Brazilian center back, and Japan is right back in this football match. It's 2-1. The momentum has completely flipped. Brazil tries to hit back instantly. Casemiro drives forward and hits a stinging long-range effort, but Suzuki parries it away at the second attempt. But Japan smells blood in the water. They launch a blistering attack down the right wing. A beautiful looping cross is sent deep towards the far post. Rushing in entirely unmarked is Nakamura. He strikes it first time. Fabricio Bruno frantically tries to slide and block it on the line, but he accidentally deflects it into the roof of his own net. Goal, Japan! It's an equalizer! Unbelievable scenes in Tokyo. From 2-0 down, Japan has fought back to 2-2 in the blink of an eye. Fabricio Bruno is having an absolute nightmare of a second half, and Nakamura celebrates wildly with his teammates. Brazil looks completely shell-shocked. Japan is playing like a team possessed now. Junya Ito is unlocked on the wing, putting in another dangerous cross. Minamino misses a golden chance to tap it in, but the pressure stays on. Brazil's midfield is completely losing its grip, turning the ball over time and time again. Suddenly, Brazil finds a rare break. Luis Henrique uses his raw pace, driving down the right flank all the way to the touchline. He cuts a low cross back into the box, and Matheus Cunha fires it home. Brazil thinks they've restored the lead. But wait, the linesman's flag is up. Offside against Luis Henrique in the build-up. The goal is disallowed. Matheus Cunha is furious, but VAR confirms it. It remains 2-2. Shortly after, Joelinton goes clean through on goal, but his shot is brilliantly smothered by Suzuki. Joelinton goes down clutching his leg in pain, missed opportunities costing Brazil dearly. Japan pushes forward again. Junya Ito curls a magnificent ball into the box, and Ayase Ueda rises like a towering inferno. His header rattles off the crossbar. It deflects off Fabricio Bruno's head and goes out for a corner. Brazil is hanging on by a thread. The Japanese fans are creating a deafening atmosphere in Tokyo. The corner is whipped into the near post, right into the 6-yard box. Ueda anticipates it perfectly, completely out-muscling Beraldo, and thumps a powerful header past Hugo Souza. Goal, Japan! They have turned it around. Unbelievable! 3-2 to Japan. Vinicius Jr. looks on in absolute disbelief from the pitch. 3 unanswered goals in the second half from the Samurai Blue. They didn't stumble into this lead. They completely earned it by being the far superior team in this half.
Vencendo o Beraldo, Ueda, a bola toca no Hugo, entra, chega na rede, virada já.
We enter 6 minutes of stoppage time. Brazil is throwing everything forward in a desperate bid to save face. The young sensation Estevão comes off the bench and immediately showcases his world-class flair. He beats his man with a dazzling step-over, whips across to the back post, but Richarlison's header goes just over the bar. Seconds later, another massive scramble in the box.
Joelinton fires a low, driven shot, but Suzuki pulls off an incredible acrobatic save to deny him. The drama is off the charts. Now Rodrigo cuts inside the box, weaves past two defenders, drops it back for Richarlison, but the Japanese defense throws their bodies on the line to block the shot. The seconds are ticking away. Every single player on the Japanese bench is on their feet, counting down. The referee raises the whistle to his lips and blows the final whistle. It is over. History has been written in Tokyo. For the very first time in football history, Japan defeats Brazil. An incredible, unforgettable 3-2 comeback victory for the Samurai Blue. What a match!
Grande vitória japonesa.